Hi, Rep Bayless here with your merchantdoctor.net processing point. Welcome back. Today we're going to take another quick look at NFC and how it's going to affect your business in the very, very near future. Now, it's been pretty well publicized that Visa and MasterCard have set a very strict deadline for U.S. merchants to be capable of accepting NFC-style payments by October of 2015. But what does this mean? Well, let's start out by looking at what is NFC. NFC stands for Near Field Communications, oftentimes referred to as chip and PIN or chip and signature transactions. In Europe, they call it EMV or Europay MasterCard Visa. Now, why is that significant? Well, it's been proven in every other major country that has enabled this type of payment system to greatly reduce credit card fraud at retail locations. And as a matter of fact, the United States is actually the last major country to adopt this more secure form of payments into their banking system. So what does an NFC transaction look like in your place of business? Well, it's pretty simple. A consumer is going to walk up to the counter, pull out their chip-enabled credit card, and touch it to your terminal and put it back in their wallet. Now, that's important because it means that your employees are never personally handling your consumer's credit card information. The second step, your consumer will enter their PIN or password to verify the transaction. And the third, and perhaps the most important step, is called dynamic authentication. Now, what that means is that every credit card that's issued will have a cryptographic message unique to that card embedded in the chip information. Now, this cryptographic message can only be deciphered by the card issuing bank, and it will verify that that credit card has not been counterfeited. So this is important because counterfeit credit cards are the #1 way criminals are taking advantage of stolen credit card information today. So very simple 3 steps. It's been proven to greatly reduce credit card fraud. So let's take a look at a few incentives that Visa and MasterCard have put out there for your business to upgrade their systems to be able to accept NFC-style payments. Now, Visa and MasterCard have independently released long lists of incentives that they're going to provide to merchants who embrace NFC technology. But what it really seems to boil down to are 3 major carrots that they're both dangling in front of business owners. Now, the first carrot is if you produce 75% or more of your transactions from a terminal that is capable of processing NFC-style payments, then you will no longer have to go through the annual PCI validation process. Now, of course, you're still expected to maintain your PCI compliance standards. However, you will not have to go through the validation process and the cost associated with it. I know that PCI compliance is hot on the lips of most business owners, so this is probably the top carrot that they are offering. Now, the second one is, and once again, if you produce 75% or more of your transactions through that NFC-enabled terminal, and that you have a breach in your security that results in credit card fraud, then you will actually be relieved of a majority of the liability for the PCI fines, fees, investigations, and liabilities. So that is a nice carrot as well. Now, the third one is actually a deterrent for business owners who think that they should not have to invest in NFC technology. And this one it basically states that if you have a breach in your security that once again results in credit card fraud, then you will be liable for all of the items that were traditionally passed over to the card issuing bank. Now, this is a laundry list of items that includes the forensic investigation fines, the replacement costs, the reimbursement costs, etc., etc. So that is a deterrent that they have put in place for business owners that do not feel like investing in the additional equipment before the deadline of October 2015. So those are some incentives that Visa and MasterCard have put out there for you. Let's take a look at if NFC is the end of the road when it comes to security. Well, no, NFC is not the end of the road in creating a more secure payment system for our country. However, it does appear to be the next logical step. It has the full backing of all the major card brands, and it's been tested and proven in other countries ahead of us to greatly reduce credit card fraud rates. So it is the next most logical step. But the real future of credit card processing and secure payment systems appears to be cloud-based processing. The problem with it is that it's just a little too far out to take action immediately. whereas NFC is very easy to integrate into the marketplace. Now, if NFC payments are so great and they are so much more secure than a traditional magnetic strip, then why is the US the absolute last major country to adopt it in their banking system? Well, it just comes down to money. It is much more expensive for banks and processors alike to integrate not only their systems, but to issue these smart chip cards. However, it is going to result in a lower overall cost for processing. Now, when it comes to merchants have resisted it because they don't want to invest in the new equipment. Well, a little investment up front is going to result in a more secure system that's going to increase consumer confidence in spending, while simultaneously presenting the opportunity to reduce the overall interchange rate and reduce your cost of credit card processing. So this has been Rhett Bayless with your merchantdoctor.net processing point. We look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, jump on over to Facebook, Google+, Twitter, or LinkedIn, and check out the Merchant Doctor. I encourage you to leave your comments, questions, rants, and raves below, and we are happy to answer them. I look forward to seeing you next time.